Keeping you informed. This is In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS.
Hello and welcome to In.form here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and today we're going to be talking about something a little bit different, more specifically Differently Abled Inc. and the upcoming The Sky is the Limit event happening in Huntingburg. So without a further ado, we have one of our younger guests in the studio with us today, Miss Maleah Dearing, which I've gotten to know through various things, but she's a very active community member in Huntingburg and does a lot of fantastic stuff. And she founded Differently Able Inc. as a nonprofit not too long ago. So we're very excited to have you and kind of dive into your upcoming big event.
Well, thank you for having me.
Very good. So Maleah, again, I kind of prefaced before we started today that, you know, differently abled, maybe not a lot of people know about it, or maybe not a lot of people know the history about it and what makes it so unique, not only for you, but for other nonprofits in this area. So will you give us a little bit of context on what Differently Abled is, why you guys decided to form the nonprofit, and of course, this led to a very special event you guys host every single year?
Yeah, so it started as a school project, actually.
Oh.
Southridge, actually. They're a great school. And my teacher actually told us to create an event or add on to an existing one. Well, I already had the idea. I thought it was like a God moment because I already knew. And I went to a group of girls and I shared the idea that we should have a special needs and disabilities event and resource fair. Well, it came to fruition based on my sister. She called the mayor up. And then we got plans made. And then, we needed somebody to carry out the event, so Differently Able came to be. And the reason I kind of had the idea for it was my nephew has Down syndrome. Mm-hmm. And we have been dealing with different health issues with him, behavior issues, and everything like that. And I was always quite interested in special needs and disabilities, always researching like dyslexia and Down syndrome and autism. It was always a fascination of mine. So I'm so happy that I got to be with other people and working with others, especially my teacher. My 7th grade teacher still helps us, so it's great.
And that is fantastic to hear. Again, being able to experience something like this in a first-person point of view and really take it to that next step is one thing, but being that young and seeing a need in our local area for just resource fairs of sorts is something I think a little unique that, you know, makes you stand out from other kids, because a lot of other kids, they're thinking about college, or they're thinking about what they're going to have for dinner tonight and then tomorrow night and whatnot. But you guys were really thinking ahead, and how can we help the community now, because there is a need that needs to be filled. And that's kind of where the sky is the limit kind of comes in, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So will you tell us a little bit about the sky's the limit? I don't remember how many years this has been now for you guys, but this is a few years now, right?
Mm-hmm. This is actually our 3rd annual event.
Ooh.
So really exciting. It's basically a event and resource fair. Like I said, we have different resources from all over. We have some from Evansville, Jasper, Ferdinand, a little bit of everywhere. And these resources, what makes it so unique is not very many people know about it. So everyone hears about the Medicaid waiver and like different IEPs, but they don't know how to get those.
Right.
So we bring the resources, and the best way I can describe it is we're like the middleman to families. So you contact us and we get you hooked up with the people that you need to talk to. And I think that's what makes this so awesome, is because we get to talk to all these different people, and these people are starting to contact us. So we're learning about what all is out there. So
right. And again, giving some context to the grand scheme of things, your nephew themselves, Isaiah, you guys have Isaiah's Warriors. I remember, because you guys rally around him, and it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. But more specifically, you know, this need was kind of a catalyst from having to seek out resources for Isaiah and having that struggle and whatnot. So you guys have experienced this firsthand, not knowing where to go for resources, right?
Right, exactly. So he had a blockage in his nose, so he had to be transferred to Cincinnati. And we had to go back and forth. My sister was staying at the hospital at the time. She wasn't working, and we had to constantly go back and forth. This was during the school year, too. So we didn't have resources. We were spending buttloads of money going back and forth. Some days I didn't even go to school because we were traveling. And it's put so much stress on the families. It really does. And I think not many people understand that. So we try to be empathetic and try to understand because we've been there too.
Right, and that's all you can hopefully ask for. And although, again, some people might be living with their various problems and they need that help right away, having an event like this with The Sky's the Limit is also kind of good for people who don't necessarily experience that one-on-one, but they might come in contact with someone who has a family member who has problems or something like that. So it's kind of a good way of preventative care, of just knowing what resources we have in the local community as well. So will you help us kind of envision the third annual event for you guys? Like, what can we expect? Are there any fun surprises? Is it an event for the entire community, I guess, is my big question.
Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, it's for everybody. Everybody's invited. We don't want to leave anybody out. The main goal is to, well, first get resources to families, and then next is to kind of show people that there's tons of differences out in the world, because we're told that differences are bad, and I don't think that is a good way to live our lives. So if we can just go out and we can see differences for ourselves, then we know how to act when we come into contact with people that are different. So with this event this year, we're going to be partnering up with Traditional Arts again.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they are funded by Friends of the Arts, and they got money to do different crafts, which is so exciting. They're a great organization to work with. If you haven't worked with them, you definitely should. And we have, of course, the resources. We also have a fire truck and police cars coming, because some kids, when they come into contact with police officers or firefighters, it's a negative situation.
Mm-hmm.
So we want them to be able to talk to them and see them in a good way, in a positive atmosphere. So that's one thing that we want to promote. And then we're going to have different games. Like we have basketball, we have skee ball, different stuff like that. In years past, we had confirmation groups. This year, we're funding it ourselves. But the community is going to really help and pair with these games, which is so cool. We have door prizes brought by our high schools. Southridge boys basketball donated a signed basketball.
Wow.
Heritage Hills football team, they donated a plaque.
Oh.
Which is so great. Yeah, semi-state champions, which we're so proud of them, and we're glad we can share that with our community. And also people who aren't from our community, you may be wondering, what do we have for them? Well, we went to Academy Sports, and there's chairs, and we have like a sensory basket and stuff like that. We're also having Batman there.
The Batman.
The Batman. Yes, absolutely. So you should check it out. We have a bear hunt coming. If you haven't been to our event before, you know that you may not know that we have a bear hunt, and it's to promote conversation and communication. How many times do we run away from people when we're scared, or if we don't know how to talk to others? Well, with these kids, they can go, or adults, if you want to join, you can. You go and find people with bear hunt stickers. And when you come up to this person, you'll give them a high five, fist bump, a hug, whatever you want, and they sign something positive in your book. After that, after you have 5, you can go to the table and get a teddy bear.
Oh.
So it promotes communication. It also promotes interaction, which is really, really great, and something I wish I had, because I always struggle talking with people.
Honestly, again, the way that you're listing all these things off, you're really exemplifying the event itself is not only resources, but you have experiences for people to experience in a safe manner that is sensory friendly, and it's very controlled. So a lot of things that, again, in the heat of the moment, or it doesn't matter what situation you're in, some things that get overlooked, and it's something that people with different needs really need to take stock in and kind of experience for themselves. So having these events like the bear hunt, or like experiencing the first responders and their vehicles, which can be very scary, or just anything like that, having that as a hand-to-hand, one-on-one thing is super, super unique, I think, for The Sky is the Limit for sure.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I'm so blessed to be in a community that wants to help. It is not just me, it's not just my family or our board members, which are awesome people. It's the community. It's my high school, the teachers, the students, the individuals that just want to be a part of it. They make this event happen. And Differently Able, I want everyone to know that it is a part of everybody. Everybody makes it what it is. And I'm just so blessed to be part of Du Bois County.
That is awesome to hear. I feel that sentiment completely. Is there a cost to attend the March 29th event?
There's no cost. It is completely free. The only thing you would have to pay for is we have food trucks, and then I think we're having ice cream as well. So that's the only thing you would have to pay for. Everything else is completely free. The crafts, the games, the resources. So just come on down, bring your kids, bring your families. It's completely family friendly. And, if you have any recommendations, please let us know. We'll have board members around all day. So hopefully you'll find one of us. So.
And do you have to have small children to attend this event? Can it be a group of more adult-aged people? Or, again, maybe someone who's having a really hard time just coming out of their shell and being more social around people?
Absolutely. Anybody can come and attend. We have teenagers that help volunteer. And I think it's so great because I feel like sometimes teenagers are looked at as they're bored or they don't want to do anything or, no, they want to help. They want to be here. That's why I'm sitting here. And we have adults that get engaged with it and doing the crafts and the games, and they just want to be a part of the community and want to be part of people and like that interaction. And I think that's what's so great about it.
Very good. So the Sky is the Limit Special Needs Festival and Resource Fair is happening March 29th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern at the Huntingburg Event Center. You guys are going to have games, food trucks, new resources, and other sensory-friendly activities for everybody in attendance to partake in. So again, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on March 29th, and you definitely need to be out at the Huntingburg Event Center just to get, even if it's for that free stuff or maybe it's stuff that it's time to take stock of. It's a very important event no matter who you are, and that's what we really want to reach out to people about. So Maleah, let me backtrack. You guys, of course, work on The Sky's the Limit throughout the year, but Differently Able is also doing things throughout the year that you guys are working with your board members for and whatnot. So is there stuff that you'd like people to know about what Differently Able does the rest of the year in between The Sky is the Limit? Or is there ways that people can support Differently Able and The Sky is the Limit as we go throughout the year?
I'm so glad you asked. So we have several programs that we are funding. So if there is a person in the hospital with special needs or a disability and their caregiver is driving back and forth, we offer a Visa card. And depending on where you're traveling to, the amount of stay that you're at or that you have will determine how much you get. And we discuss it with our board members. So that's just one thing to help families. In like 5 to 10 years, we're looking at creating a special needs park.
Wow.
So it's a big goal, but something that we all think is really needed around here. So that's another thing we're funding. To help in the community, we don't really have any other events that we're doing at the moment because The Sky's the Limit really takes up most of our time. But what I can say is we go to resource fairs. And if you always want to stop by those, check out our Facebook because we're always posting things. But other than that, we don't really do too much at the moment, but we definitely have more plans in the future.
Very good. And Maleah, because just humor me for a moment, remind us, what grade are you in high school right now?
I'm a sophomore, so 10th grade.
So you're doing all this as a sophomore that is 14, 15, almost 16 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but that is amazing. That is just phenomenal that you're able to give back to the community in this way, that you saw that there was a need. And again, you have your family and your friends to really push up all of these good resources. And, we commend you. We always love talking with you because it's just like, wow, I would never have done anything like that when I was that age. So, of course, we want you to keep up the good work, and we hope nothing but the best for your upcoming Sky's the Limit event on March 29th. And as always, we appreciate you coming in and giving us the rundown, and best of luck on the 29th.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, of course, for coming in. Thank you for watching and listening here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS. Again, the Sky is the Limit Special Needs Festival and Resource Fair is happening March 29th at the Huntingburg Event Center from 11 a.m. Eastern to 3 p.m. Eastern, and it is free. You can see the games there, food trucks, new resources, and other sensory-friendly activities. Or if you need more information or just would like to support differently abled's efforts, you can make sure to follow them on social media to do that as well. And this has been your In.form program right here on 101 Country WBDC and 18 WJTS with Differently Abled Inc.
This has been In.form on WBDC and 18 WJTS. Catch past episodes on our social media pages and our websites. If it matters to you, it matters to us. In.form.